These are 15 rappers who self-snitched. 6ix9ine. Before he was a known snitch, Tekashi went out of his way to prove he was a gangster. Tekashi filmed a Rap-A-Lot robbery and sent the video of it to academics. Prosecutors later took that footage and used it as key evidence in the 9 Trey RICO. Kodak Black. In January of 2018, Kodak went on live and almost ruined his life. He filmed himself surrounded by drugs and weapons with his child in the room. He was arrested in a highly publicized police raid shortly after, and that footage was used as evidence against him. King Von. He was too good of a storyteller for his own good. Von's lyrics were so detailed and specific that prosecutors used the lyrics of Gleesh Place in court against him. He openly described what seemed like real events in his music, and it had real consequences. YNW Melly. His lyrics were so real that they were used to try and get him the death penalty. Melly is currently on trial for murdering 2 of his longtime friends. Prosecutors have attempted to use the lyrics to Murder on My Mind and multiple other songs as evidence. NBA YoungBoy. A prime example of being careful with what you post on social media. While YB was still on federal probation, he took to posting online with videos of images of himself with firearms. Those photos and videos directly contributed to multiple violations and arrests. Tay-K. This may be the most obvious case of self-snitching ever, one so obvious it went platinum. Tay-K recorded the race and talked about cutting off his ankle monitor while on the run for capital murder charges. Once he was caught, he got 55 years to life. Bobby Shmurda. His self-snitching sabotaged him at the peak of his career. Bobby dropped Hot Igga in 2014 and went mega viral. Not long after that, he and multiple other members of GS9 were arrested in a RICO, and Bobby's videos were used as evidence in court. Offset. He agreed to be filmed with his crew for an interview, and it came back to haunt him. Offset appeared in a noisy documentary where multiple members of his crew had rifles. When legal trouble followed, the footage was used against him, and he called Noisy the feds. Young Thug. His self-snitch was so funny it went viral. During the YSL RICO trial, prosecutors argued his songs were acts of gang conspiracy. Georgia used the music to argue YSL was a street gang. So, pieces of his songs were played in court, and he could be seen enjoying them. Rich homie Quan. He got caught on trial snitching on himself and then discussing Thugger's RICO case. It nearly ruined his reputation overnight. In 2023, audio leaked of Quan allegedly discussing the trial. He denied it, offered $1 million to anyone who could prove it, and said his name wasn't in any paperwork. Gucci Mane. In May of 2005, Gucci shot Pookie Loc during a home invasion. He was charged with murder, but the charges were ultimately dropped due to a lack of evidence. Years after, he spoke on it in an interview with Charlemagne. Lil Baby. He was in Europe and then he was in cuffs. French police found drugs in his car in Paris, and his own Instagram helped them build the case. In 2021, Baby was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana. He was briefly detained before being released. Casanova. After rapping about his gang ties, a RICO destroyed Casanova's life. In 2020, Casanova's Instagram was a real-time record of his affiliation. The police had years of evidence to work with, and he eventually admitted to his membership of the gang and publicly left it before going to jail. Lil Durk. He made one cryptic comment in an academic's interview about King Von, and the feds used it against him. When asked about fans wanting him to retaliate to Von's death, Durk said he didn't see those comments anymore. For some reason, the feds saw that as an admission to murder for hire. Gunna. His own lyrics were read as evidence in court, and then he took the plea. In 2022, Gunna took the stand during the YSL RICO trial and admitted that he was a gang member participating in YSL activity. He served a few months and walked.